Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. Success isn't built on noise, it's built on action. People are quick to show the world their dreams, but what they don't realize is that the real work happens behind the scenes. You think it's about the big moments, the applause, the recognition, but the truth, it's the grind that no one sees that will make or break you. The world loves to talk. Social media will have you thinking that every move you make needs to be broadcasted, that you need to tell everyone what you're doing, what you're achieving. But here's the deal: if you've got a vision, if you've got a dream that's bigger than just getting likes or views, then you need to keep your head down. You need to let your actions speak louder than your words. You put in the work, day in, day out, and you do it in silence. Let the results do the talking. Remember this: there is no shortcut to greatness. It's not about getting lucky or finding some magical path. It's about showing up when no one's watching. It's about the 5 a.m. mornings, the late nights, the sacrifices. It's about staying consistent, even when the world is moving on and the distractions are everywhere. Do you want to be great? You want to make an impact? Then you've got to work hard in silence. You don't need to tell people your next move. Keep moving, keep grinding, and when the time comes, when the world sees what you've built, they'll understand. But understand this: none of it comes without effort. No one's giving you anything. So if you're not ready to put in the work, to do what others aren't willing to do, then maybe you're not ready for what comes next. But if you are, if you're willing to stay focused, to work hard in silence and let your success make all the noise, then believe me, you're on your way. It's not easy. It's not supposed to be. But if you can put in the work when no one's looking, when no one's applauding, you're already winning. Stay focused, stay hungry, keep working, and let the world catch up. When you choose to work hard in silence, you're not concerned with how others perceive you or whether they acknowledge your efforts. Your focus is entirely on the task at hand, and that's where the power lies. You see, the most impactful kind of success doesn't need to be shouted from the rooftops. It doesn't require constant validation or approval from those around you. True success is self-evident. It is seen in the outcome, in the way things change because of your hard work and dedication. The beauty of this approach is that the results will eventually speak for themselves. Your efforts, even if unnoticed for a time, will create such a profound impact that no one will be able to ignore them. You don't have to tell the world how hard you're working. Your work will announce itself when the time is right. You'll see it in the way your skills improve, in the opportunities that begin to open up for you, and in the doors that start to unlock because of your perseverance and commitment. When you're working in silence, you don't need the applause. You don't need to seek approval from others or chase after the recognition. The quiet confidence that comes with knowing you are putting in the effort day in and day out is more powerful than any external acknowledgement. Your results, once they are realized, will demand the respect and admiration of those around you without you ever having to say a word. Success doesn't have to be flashy. It doesn't need to be on display for everyone to see in real time. It's about laying down the work step by step until you reach a point where the results are undeniable. People will start to notice. They'll see the change, the progress, and the excellence that has come from your quiet, consistent effort. That's when the world will realize what you've been building all along, and that's when your success will truly make its noise. Real growth happens when you shift your mindset from seeking praise to focusing on the process itself. When you put your energy into constantly improving, you realize that the journey is more important than the destination. It's easy to get caught up in the desire for recognition, to look for validation from others, but that external validation is fleeting. It's only temporary. What truly matters, what truly defines you, is the effort you put into refining your skills, your mindset, and your work. When you're focused on the process, you're committed to the work, not to the applause. Each small improvement, each obstacle overcome, and every lesson learned along the way builds you up in ways that external recognition never could. If you're constantly chasing praise, you're setting yourself up for disappointment because that praise is outside your control. But when you focus on your growth, when you embrace the struggle and the grind, you're cultivating something deeper and more enduring, something that can't be taken away. It's the process that shapes you, molds you, and prepares you for the bigger opportunities ahead. Each failure becomes a stepping stone, each challenge a lesson. When you put in the work and invest in your personal development, you're building a foundation that will support your success for years to come. The true value of your efforts lies not in how others perceive them, but in how you evolve because of them. As you commit to improvement, you start to realize that the real reward is the transformation that happens inside of you, the growth you experience along the way. Focusing on the process means you're prioritizing the long term over the short term. It's about staying consistent, staying dedicated, and understanding that every day you improve, you get closer to becoming the person you're meant to be. The more you embrace the journey, the less you'll care about the applause, because you'll know that the real progress is happening quietly, in the moments when no one is watching. When you commit to working in silence, you're making a conscious decision to shield yourself from the distractions that can easily derail your progress. The world around us is filled with noise, people vying for attention, social media pulling us in every direction, and countless opinions that can cloud our vision. But the moment you start seeking external validation, you open the door to these distractions, and they'll drain your energy and focus. If you're constantly worried about how others perceive you, you're not putting your energy into what really matters: your craft, your goals, your growth. By choosing to work quietly, you give yourself the gift of focus. You block out the noise and tune in to the things that truly matter. You stop worrying about who's watching, who's talking, or who's ahead of you. Instead, you focus on your path, your mission, and your growth. Distractions, whether they come from praise or criticism, are distractions all the same. They take your attention away from the one thing that's in your control: the work. Negative influences can be particularly harmful. In a world where people are often more focused on tearing others down than lifting them up, you don't have the luxury of letting that negativity in. Working in silence creates a barrier between you and these forces. You stop engaging with toxic conversations and stop giving space to the doubts that others try to plant in your mind. This is your journey, and no one else's opinion should dictate your progress. When you work quietly, you're not chasing anything other than the goal you've set for yourself. You don't let the praise or the criticism of others pull you off course. You keep your eyes on the prize, staying committed to your vision, even when the distractions seem louder than ever. This focus, this ability to block out the noise and stay true to your purpose, is what will set you apart. It's not the noise that leads to success, it's the quiet, relentless work that pushes you forward. Success isn't built on perfection, it's built on consistency. We often get caught up in the idea that everything we do must be flawless, that every move we make needs to be the best it can possibly be. But perfection is a myth. It's an illusion that keeps many people from ever reaching their full potential. The reality is that success comes not from rare moments of greatness, but from showing up every day, putting in the work, and pushing yourself forward, even when it feels like no one is noticing. Small, steady efforts are the ones that compound over time. It's the little things you do day in and day out. The small improvements, the quiet steps forward that build momentum. These efforts add up. When you consistently put in the work, even when things don't feel perfect, or when you're not seeing immediate results, you're setting yourself up for long-term success. Perfection, on the other hand, is often paralyzing. You may wait for the perfect moment, the perfect conditions, or the perfect opportunity, but that will only hold you back. It's the consistent efforts, the imperfect actions, that will ultimately get you where you want to go. Keep working, even when it feels like you're moving slowly, even when it feels like no one is watching. The quiet, consistent grind you put in behind the scenes is what will build your character, your skills, and your success. It doesn't matter if it's not perfect. What matters is that you show up day after day and keep pushing forward, no matter the obstacles or the setbacks. Perfection might be a dream, but consistency is what creates reality. You don't need to be perfect to succeed, you just need to keep going, to keep making progress, and to keep working. When you choose to work in silence, you're embracing the power of humility. There's something deeply powerful about letting your work speak for itself. In a world where so many are eager to boast about their achievements, to show off their progress or demand attention, there's something truly rare and admirable about letting your dedication and hard work shine quietly in the background. You don't need to announce every step forward or highlight every victory. The effort you put in day after day, the consistency, the struggle, this is what will set you apart, and it will do so without you saying a word. Staying humble is about understanding that your journey isn't just for you. It's about the long road of improvement, not the short-term praise. It's easy to get caught up in wanting others to recognize what you've accomplished, to hear people acknowledge your effort. But when you focus on working in silence, you remind yourself that real growth doesn't need an audience. The recognition, the accolades, those are external things. What really matters is the quiet confidence you develop within yourself, knowing that your work, your commitment, will eventually reveal your worth to the world. Humility doesn't mean shying away from your successes. It means owning your journey without needing validation from others. You recognize that the progress you make is the result of your effort, not the result of external praise or attention. When you're humble, you stay grounded, you keep working, even when the spotlight isn't on you, because you know that your true value is not in how loud you speak, but in how you act. Your actions will tell your story in a way that words never could. By working in silence, you maintain a sense of humility that prevents ego from getting in the way of your growth. You know that every step forward is part of a bigger picture. And the more you stay focused on that, the more genuine and lasting your success will be. Let your dedication speak for itself. Let your humility shine through in everything you do. When the time is right, others will see it. They'll see the strength in your character, the depth of your commitment, and the greatness you've quietly built. True mastery comes from the relentless pursuit of your craft, not from talking about it. The people who achieve the most significant success aren't the ones who boast about their skills or constantly talk about what they plan to do. They're the ones who quietly dedicate themselves to getting better, day by day. They don't need to tell the world how talented they are or how hard they work, because their expertise speaks for itself. Excellence is not about flaunting what you know or what you've done. It's about the quiet hours spent refining your abilities, pushing your limits, and honing your skills until they're second nature. When you commit to mastering your craft, you understand that greatness is a journey, not a destination. It's about the constant process of learning, experimenting, failing, and growing. You spend countless hours practicing, researching, and improving, often with little to no recognition along the way. But in those moments, you're building a foundation that will set you apart. The time you invest in perfecting your skills without seeking applause or attention will eventually result in a level of expertise that commands respect. Mastery isn't something you announce to the world, it's something you earn. It's the result of pushing yourself beyond your comfort zone, of continuing to learn and evolve, even when you think you've reached your peak. The best in the world aren't resting on their laurels or satisfied with what they know. They're always seeking new ways to improve, new techniques to learn, new challenges to conquer. And they do it quietly, letting their work and their mastery do the talking for them. The key to excellence is understanding that it's not about looking for praise, it's about the pursuit of improvement. The most successful people are those who understand this and who dedicate themselves to becoming better, not for recognition, but because they are driven by the passion to be the best version of themselves. It's the small, consistent steps toward improvement that lead to greatness, and when you focus on mastering your craft, you start to realize that the pursuit itself is what makes you exceptional. Building something of lasting value doesn't happen overnight, and it certainly doesn't happen in front of an audience. It's easy to look at someone's success and think that they got there quickly, but what you often don't see are the years of hard work, dedication, and perseverance that took place behind the scenes. The foundation of success is built in the quiet moments when no one is watching, when you're pushing through challenges that no one else knows about. It's in those moments that your empire is truly being created, not in the applause or the recognition, but in the everyday grind. When you focus on building a strong foundation, you understand that long-term success is rooted in consistent effort and hard work, even when the results aren't immediately visible. You're laying the groundwork for something greater, something that will stand the test of time. It's the hours spent learning, refining your skills, and overcoming obstacles that ensure your success will be sustainable. Without this solid foundation, no amount of external recognition or fleeting praise will hold up when the storms come. True success requires resilience, and resilience comes from that quiet, relentless effort that's made in private when the world isn't watching. The key to building a strong foundation is understanding that it's not about making noise or seeking attention. It's about showing up every single day and doing the work, regardless of who notices. The strongest empires are not built on the back of grand gestures or immediate rewards. They're built on the consistent, unseen work that lays the groundwork for everything that comes after. It's in those moments when no one is watching that you're shaping the future. You're putting in the work, step by step, brick by brick, creating a foundation that will hold everything together as you continue to grow and achieve. True success isn't about rushing to the finish line. It's about building something that will last. And that's only possible if you're willing to put in the quiet work, to stay focused and committed when the spotlight isn't on you. Only then will you have the strength, resilience, and foundation needed to rise above the challenges ahead and achieve the lasting success you've worked so hard for. Too often, we get caught up in the things we say, in the image we try to project, or in the opinions that others have of us. But the reality is, What you say matters very little if it doesn't align with what you do. Words are easy, anyone can speak them, anyone can make promises. But actions are what truly define who you are. Your actions, your decisions, and the work you put in day after day will shape the reputation you leave behind, long after the words fade away. Instead of worrying about how you're perceived or how much praise you can gather, focus on what you're doing. Focus on the effort you're putting into your craft, the value you're creating for others, and the integrity with which you approach everything you do. Let your actions speak louder than anything you say. If you want to be known as someone who is reliable, work hard consistently. If you want to be known as someone who is passionate, let your passion show through your dedication and your results. Your actions will always speak more powerfully than any words or promises ever could. Your reputation isn't built on the accolades or compliments you collect. It's built on the impact you make, the trust you earn, and the legacy you create through your actions. The world may forget what you say, but they will never forget what you did. It's your actions that will define your place in this world. They'll tell the story of who you are, what you stood for, and the difference you made. If you want to create a lasting legacy, don't focus on talking about it, focus on doing the work, making an impact, and staying true to your values. Let your actions define you, and in doing so, you'll build a reputation that will outlast any words. The work you do today, the decisions you make, and the character you demonstrate will be the true measure of your life's work. And that will be your legacy long after the noise fades. Patience is one of the most powerful tools you can have in your journey towards success. When you choose to work in silence, you are committing not just to hard work, but to the understanding that results don't come quickly. Success is rarely an instant thing. The truth is, the most worthwhile achievements often take time to materialize. The fruits of your labor may not be immediately apparent, and there may be days when it feels like all your efforts are going unnoticed. But that's where patience comes in. It's the ability to stay focused, to keep pushing forward even when the payoff seems distant, and to trust that your work is building something meaningful, even if others can't see it yet. In our world of instant gratification, it can be tempting to want results right away. We live in a time where we expect things to happen quickly, whether it's success, recognition, or the rewards of our hard work. But working in silence teaches you that true growth takes time. It's the slow, steady progress that builds lasting change. It's the quiet, consistent effort that adds up to something bigger. The path to success is rarely a straight line. It's filled with obstacles, setbacks, and moments where you might question if the work you're putting in is worth it. But it's in those moments when things seem toughest that your patience is tested and strengthened. Patience allows you to stay the course even when the results seem far off. It's the belief that your effort matters even if no one else notices yet. It's understanding that greatness isn't built overnight, and that every day of hard work, no matter how small, is a step towards something greater. When you combine patience with dedication, you create the foundation for real success. You begin to trust the process, knowing that the work you're doing today is building towards something meaningful tomorrow. It's easy to become discouraged when you don't see immediate results, but if you keep your focus on the long-term goal, you begin to understand that the rewards of your patience and effort will come when the time is right. Working in silence isn't about rushing toward an end goal. It's about trusting that the time, energy, and persistence you invest will eventually lead to success, and that success will be even more fulfilling because it's built on the foundation of patience and dedication. When you put in the hard work day after day, without seeking attention or recognition, there comes a moment when success speaks for itself. You don't need to tell anyone how hard you've worked or how much effort you've put in, because the results will be the proof. It won't be a matter of luck or chance that you've reached your goals. It will be clear to everyone that your success is the result of your relentless dedication and consistent effort. The quiet work you've done in the shadows will be illuminated by the undeniable outcome of your hard work. Success, when it finally arrives, is the reflection of everything you've invested. Every late night, every early morning, every moment you spent pushing through challenges, even when no one was watching, those are the things that will come to light. The world might not have seen your effort while you were in the trenches, but they'll see the outcome, and they'll know that it wasn't luck that got you there. It was your commitment, your willingness to keep going when it was hard, and your focus on the long-term vision that made all the difference. When you work without needing to be praised or recognized, you are building something deeper than just a momentary achievement. You are laying the groundwork for lasting success. This kind of success is earned, not handed out. It's a direct result of your perseverance, your attention to detail, and your refusal to quit when others might have given up. No external applause is necessary when your success is the loudest statement you can make. People will see the depth of your commitment, and the results will speak volumes about who you are and what you've achieved. It's easy to be distracted by the desire for quick recognition, but true success comes when you focus on the work itself, not the rewards. The rewards will follow naturally. When your success arrives, it will stand as the proof of all the effort, the hours of focus, the sacrifices you made, and the quiet dedication that no one saw. And in that moment, you'll realize that your work has already accomplished everything you hoped for. It has built the legacy you wanted, and it will speak for itself, without a single word needing to be said.